Hi everyone, myself Amrutha, Assistant Professor from Department of Computer Science, St. Albert's College, Autonomous. Today we are going to discuss how the deletion operation can be performed in a simply linked list. So in the previous lecture which I already told how we can perform insertion operation in a simply linked list. So now let's discuss how the deletion operation can be performed in a simply linked list. Which I explained through as three cases, that is deletion from the beginning, deletion at the end, and deletion from a specific location. So first of all, deletion from the beginning. How we can perform the deletion operation in a simply linked list at the beginning. So first of all, you want to check whether list is empty or not by using the condition head is equal to null. If the list is empty, then we can't delete anything from that list. So just terminate the function. If the list is not empty, define a pointer called temp and initialize with head. And we want to check. So we want to first of all define a pointer temp and initialize to head. Now we want to check whether the list is having one node or having a multiple nodes. So check whether list is having only one node through the condition that temps next is equal to null. You already know that which I already defined temp value and initialize to head. So if the temp value is next is equal to null means which having only a single node. So in the case of a single node, just set head is equal to null and delete that temp. If the list is having multiple nodes, we can't perform this one. You just assign as head is equal to temps next and delete the temp value. So just I explained through an example. Here I am going to perform the deletion operation. That means from the beginning I want to delete this 43 from the list. So what I want to do is first of all check whether the list is empty. Here the list is not empty. So check next what I want to do is define a pointer called temp and initialize to head. Then you want to check whether the list is having a single node or not. But here you know the temp's next value is not null. That means it is having multiple nodes. So just you can just shift the conditions. That is temps next. You want to shift this head to the next pointer. Then only you can delete this element. So you temps head. You assign new head. That is head is equal to temps next and just delete this temp value. So that's how you can perform the deletion operation from the beginning of a linked list. Now let's see how the deletion operation can be performed at the end of the linked list. This is the algorithm for performing deletion operation from the end of the linked list. So first of all, you want to check whether list is empty by using the condition head is equal to null. If the list is empty means just terminate the function, or if the list is not empty, you define the two pointers. In the case of at the beginning, you only define one temp pointer, but in the case of deletion at the end case, you define two temp, that is temp 1 and temp 2, and just assign to the that means initialize to the head value. Now just check if it is having a single node or a multiple node. If it is having a single node, by you using the condition that is temps next is equal to null, you just check that one. Then you can see that if it is having a single or multiple value. If it is having a single value, what you want to do is, which I already explained in the beginning case, that is head is equal to null and just delete the temp 1. And now if it is having multiple node means we want to keep on traversing the temp 1 until the last node. That means you just traverse the temp until temp 1's next is equal to null. And by at the same time you also perform one more step, that is by you just assign the temp 1's values to temp 2 and repeat the same until the temp 1's next is equal to null. And finally just set as temp 2's next is equal to null and delete temp 1. By using this figure you will understand more. That is, in this case I want to just delete the last node, that is the 55. So in the case what I want to do is I want to define two node pointers, that is temp 1 and temp 2, and initialize to head, and just traverse the temp 1 until the last node, that is temp 1's next is equal to null. So now the temp 1 is 50 at the 55. Whereas doing this step, you one more step simultaneously do, that is assign the temp 1 values to the temp 2. That is While the temp 1 is at 55, the temp 2 will be at the previous node. That is, at temp 2 will be at 23. So now just give as temp 2 next as null. You just set as temp 2's next as null and just delete temp 1. So this is how you can delete the operation at the end of the linked list. Now, how you can perform a deletion operation from a specific location. This specific location means it can be maybe of at the first node, or maybe of the last node, or maybe from the middle cases all we having. So first of all, you want to check whether the list is empty by using the condition head is equal to null. If it's head is, that means if it is empty means there is nothing to delete. So just terminate the function. And if it is not empty means you define two node pointers temp1 and temp2 and assign to the initialize to the head, and just keep on moving the temp1 value until the node which we want to delete. Here I am going to delete a specific node, not the last node or the first node. I am going to delete a specific node. So keep on moving the temp until the node which you want to delete. And as also in that step, simultaneously perform the assign the temp 1's value to the temp 2. And if it is if the node reaches the last node and that node which we want to after the node is not present on, just terminate the function. Or if it is reached the exact node which we want to delete, and check whether list is having a one node or single node or multiple nodes. If it is having one node, just assign as head is equal to null and just delete temp 1. So if it is having multiple nodes, now check whether that deleting node is a first node or the last node. So if want to check by using the condition temp1 is equal to head, that means we are deleting the first node. If we are deleting the first node means you want to just move on the head pointer, that is head is equal to heads next, and just delete temp1. Or if it is not the first node means maybe it may be of last node. So if it is last node means the last node condition you already know, temp1's next is equal to null. In that case, temp1's last node then set as temp2's next as null and delete temp1, which I already discussed in the previous one. So next, if it is not the case, the last node and the first node may be of a middle case. So in that condition, you just set as temp2's next as temp1's next and just delete the temp1. This can be shown through an example. So here I am going to delete the node 15. So in that case, I want to define two node pointers, temp1 and temp2, and initialize to head. So keep on moving temp1 until the node which I want to delete. So the temp1 will be now at the 15. And while doing that step, just perform the same one more step, that is assign the temp1 values to the temp2. So now the temp2 is at the previous node of the temp1. So this is temp1 and the temp2 which I want to delete temp1. So what the other steps to be performed is, I want to link 10 and 20 together, then only I can delete 15. So that temp2's next is equal to that temp1's next. That is 10 after 10, 20 will come. So just after performing that step, just delete 15. That is temp1. So these are the steps to be performed at the deletion at a specific location. So by this lecture, I think you understand how the deletion operation can be performed in a simply linked list. Here we discussed the three cases: the insertion at the beginning, insertion at the end, and also the the deletion at the end, and the deletion at the beginning, and the deletion at the specific location. So thank you.